Welcome to Kingdom Business Network. This is a channel that brings you business tips to help you grow your business. We're here this day with a very interesting and exciting topic on personal branding, and we want you to tag a friend, welcome them to listen and to view this wonderful conversation. Please, we have the numbers on the line which you can actually use to contact us. You can send your questions even as we engage the interviewee today. And with me today is Hannah Mushoki Duki. Tongue twister. Wonderful lady I've known for a long time. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us more about yourself.
Yeah, I'll just start by saying the name correctly.
Yes, please do.
So my name is Hannah Geduke. I am a business trainer and a business author as well. I am also a personal branding coach. Yes, I work for an organization called Inside Out Development. It's a training and consultancy firm. And we do staff training and development.
Wonderful.
Yes.
How long have you done that?
Ooh, I can't believe I'm saying this. This company is 11 years now. Yeah,
Wonderful.
It's 11 years, but I have been in this space for about 16 years.
Yes.
Yes.
And I've seen you do a lot of open trainings.
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
you can
yes.
tell us much about it.
Yes, we actually do, because inside our development, we are in the learning and development space. That means we engage staff members in different companies to train them on different things, leadership, management, basically anything that would help people to grow personally and professionally. We do that as in-house, like the company will call us to go and do in-house trainings.
Yes.
But we also have open trainings where we come up with a program, like say for example this Saturday we have something on public speaking, and so we call them open programs because these are workshops where we invite people from different sectors, different companies. So yeah, I think that's what you're calling the open programs. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So welcome very much to Pay Today Television.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy
What
to
is
be
the topic
here.
today that we are discussing?
Well, I think one of my favorites, personal branding.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Wonderful.
I'm excited for it.
That's good.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes,
We are
I
waiting
am.
to hear you on
Yes,
that.
thank you.
On my immediate left is my co-host, Enoch. Enoch, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I am so excited to be part of this program. Welcome, Madam Hannah.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you at the Kingdom Business Network. My name is Enoch from House of Faith, and we are really excited for the space we are entering into right now. When we talk about personal branding, I think as the young people, that is what we really need now in the context of church. You see, God has blessed us so much. There's so much talent, there's so much gifting and different skills. But now in the context of personal branding, I think that is a space we have not ventured into as a church. For the young people, this is our time to now get better, see how we can get the best in us out there so that we can be relevant in the times that we are in. So I want to call upon every young person, wherever you are, do not change the dial. This is the deal. Hannah, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enoch, and welcome once again. Hannah,
Yes.
tell us, what is personal branding? Because I know there's somebody out there who is wondering, what is this about personal branding, and how does it relate to business leadership and leaders?
Yeah. Well, there are very many definitions to personal branding, and there are very many views on how you can look at it. But the very best definition I have heard of personal branding is that it's about identifying your uniqueness and then exploiting it in the service of other people. That's far the best definition I have heard.
Identify it and then you exploit it.
Yes, so identifying your uniqueness and then exploiting it in the service of other people. What does that mean? That you do have a uniqueness, you do have something about you that is different from other people, but you must identify what that is. Whether that's your giftings, your interests, your skills, you must identify what that is and then exploit it. That means if you just identify and do nothing about it, then that's not personal branding. Because everybody does have something unique. Identifying is not enough. So you identify it and then you squeeze it out, you exploit it. You see how you can use that uniqueness to do what? To serve other people. Because the gifts we have are not for us.
Yes.
I mean, God really created. I am a Christian, so I love this space where I can freely talk about about God.
About God, yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So God created us and gave us very different gifts, and He did that so that we are not self-sufficient, you know, so that with my giftings, I can serve you,
Yes.
and with the giftings you have that I don't have, where I fall short, then you can serve me.
Okay.
So it's starting from, and leadership, I mean, leadership is about serving other people. So it starts from that place of knowing that I am here, I've been called to serve other people, you know, and so how can I use the giftings that I have to serve another person? Of course, I can go on and on about personal branding, because I also like to use that acronym BRAND
Yes.
to even just define what personal branding is.
Okay.
So, and the B is for building identity.
Building identity,
Right?
yes.
So, you already have something that is special. Can you build on it? Right? So that we see what sets you apart from others. Is it core values? You know, is it the experiences that you've had before? In fact, I like to call it the design. What is so different about your design?
Yes.
You know, that's building your identity. And then personal branding also is reputation. That's the R, right? Reputation, because it's a perception. What do
Okay.
they say? They say that it's not about, it's about what people say about you when you're not in the room. That becomes your brand.
Your brand,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's your reputation as well. Personal branding is your reputation. Personal branding is authenticity. That's for the A. That means you must come out boldly.
Yes.
You know, because you believe in your thing, you believe in your gift, you believe in your value. You must come out boldly and be willing to speak about it, so you can be able to serve other people. Right? The N is for nurturing relationships and networking, because you cannot build a personal brand where there are no people around you who want to come and partake of it,
Yes.
or even walk with you their journey.
The journey, yes.
And then the D is for demonstrating value, where now, yes, you have value,
Yes.
but guess what? We don't know unless you demonstrate that,
Yes.
that to us. So that's what, in a nutshell, personal branding would be. And yeah, and with that acronym, you can see how it relates to leadership.
Wonderful
Yeah.
definition.
Yeah.
What do you tell somebody who does not try to identify what he has, but actually tries to go out there and copy somebody he likes or she likes and wants to become that person? Is that still branding, or what is it?
You know, there's a book, a very old book I read very many years ago. It's actually, if you find it, it's brown. The pages are very brown. It's called "You Were Born an Original. Don't Be a Copy."
Copy. Don't die. Is it don't die a copy or something?
Don't die a copy. I
Yes.
think you were born an original. Don't be a copy, or don't die a copy. What does that mean? And I think in the definition I talked about authenticity.
Yes.
So what happens? You can emulate. You can borrow.
Okay.
Again, that's why we are different. That's why you have a skill I don't have. You have a gift that I don't have. That means we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
But going out there and now wanting to become somebody else, that's where now the problem comes in.
Okay.
Because even if you tried to become another person, you are not that person. And so eventually the peeling will start to come off, because you are not that person.
Okay.
So when we talk about branding, of course, it's about learning. And so as a personal brand, yeah, go out there, find networks, find people you can learn from, but still, you are you.
You're you.
You are you. Yeah. And you as a person, you are a brand. The idea of personal branding is now becoming intentional about the brand you want for people to see.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you tell somebody who is out there and when he thinks about personal branding, all he thinks about is putting a nice suit, a power suit for the ladies, nice shoes, that's the outside.
Yeah.
What do you have to tell that person?
Yeah, and I hear you, because even when I started doing personal branding coaching, and people started calling me, because that one, people started calling me, then I went with it. People started calling me personal branding coach.
Yes.
So, and I think it was sort of a new concept still. So I would go to somewhere and then say, oh, personal branding coach, how do I look? How's my shoe?
Exactly.
Should I wear this and this together?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's very external. people looked at, and still, people look at personal branding as something very, how do I dress? How do I speak? So it's deeper than that, way deeper than that.
But is this part of it?
It is part of it. It must be part of it, because in personal branding, there is a bit of you identifying that that's your brand and becoming intentional, and then there's a bit of brand image.
The image.
The brand image.
Okay.
Because that's how you position yourself. Because again, if you have decided, for example, your brand is going to be a designer of clothes, we go deep into the brand image to find out how do designers position themselves. So it is part of it, but it's not the main part of it. In fact, I usually say, for me, I live, my company is called Inside Out Development. And so I always believe, even in personal branding, it must be inside out.
Out. Okay,
so
coming from the inside.
It's more about the core values. It's more about the beliefs. It's more about what is coming from the inside, so that now it can shine on the outside. And that is why you find companies that have really branded themselves well, they can go and sell another product. Say, for example, Nike. Let me just give an example of Nike.
The shoe guys.
Yes, the shoe guys. Are they shoe anymore? Yesterday I was wearing their clothes. Apparel, you know, there's bags, there's a lot of things, and a lot of things actually right now. Even I think headphones.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Right?
They were also into golf.
Even golf, even you know, glasses and all that. So these are people who, because of the core of who they are, if they started selling property, we would go and buy the property.
Because of the branding.
Because of the branding. So what does that mean? It's the core. So even you as a person, it's more from the core. What do you believe in? So that if you move right now from what you're doing and start doing something different,
you'll see
because of the core of who you are, people are still going to trust you, because it's about trusting you and you being credible. Yeah, so it's deeper than the clothes you see.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Enoch, what's your take on this?
I'm really learning a lot. And I must say, you validated what I was really thinking in me. Because when you think about branding, people look at how you are presenting yourself. You know, they say first impressions are lasting impressions. So, because now it's giving us an answer for the young people, those who really think they have so much in them, they have so much talent, but you know, they feel like it doesn't matter how I look, how I dress, as long as I'm an expert in this field, I'm expert in that field. So some of them have given up the idea of presenting themselves to appeal to the clients. And I think when you talk about it as being part of the bigger picture, it really makes sense. Yes.
And do you know why it's part of it?
Yes.
It's because people don't know, first of all, who you are unless they first see you presenting yourself, isn't it? And sometimes the only interaction people will have with you is how you dress, how you appear, and that will make them want to stop you and have a word.
And get to know more
to know more. So it's a first impressions. And that's why now the dressing becomes, it's part of it. It may not be the bigger part of it, but it's part of it, so that you can create an impression, a first impression, so that somebody is, you know, wants to ask you, tell me more.
Sure.
And that's what things like elevator pitches do. You know about elevator pitches? Where how you introduce yourself very, very briefly? That's what elevator pitches do. So that you're pitching to somebody very briefly, and then now they want to know more because of how you've presented yourself in the very first few seconds.
So how does personal branding influence career and business growth?
Ooh, it does. No, I mean, it does a lot, because so when you brand yourself, then you make yourself known, right? You also make your value known, because it's about value. In fact, I like to tell people, because whenever I talk about personal branding, you'll hear somebody telling me, Hannah, I'm so shy. I don't want to be also arrogant, you know, talking about myself all the time. I feel like I'm being so, you know, arrogant, telling people, look at me. And I always try to say this: look at personal branding as not me. It's not about saying, oh, I am, look at me, look at how beautiful I look at how I sound. It's not about that. It's actually, if you understand personal branding, it's about communicating your value. It's about telling people, hey, look at what I'm working on. Look at how this can make a difference.
Yes.
Hey, come and join me so that we can be on this mission together. Now, coming to career and business, what does that mean? It means that when you're employed in a company, you're showing your value and your contribution, and you're telling them that this is what I bring to the table. In fact, Francis, if you allow me, let me go back to even how my personal branding journey,
Exactly. Yeah.
how it started.
Yeah.
And it's my personal story, and that's why I'm very passionate about it. So as I was doing my trainings and all these kind of trainings, I do corporate training, I would find myself, because of where I came from and my personal branding journey, which happened at USIU, I would find myself always, say for example, I'm training a company like your company here, Faith TV.
Faith Today TV.
Faith Today TV. And there's probably, 30 employees. And you've called me in to talk about selling. I would ask, I would train the sales thing, but then I would continuously ask, what is the motto of this organization or this institution?
Yes.
And somebody would tell me. And I would ask, you, Enoch, how are you contributing to that particular motto?
Yes.
Dr. Mungai and the other person, what's your contribution and can it be felt? So I was trying to tell people that this motto is really big. You are many.
Yes.
You have been employed so that you can come and contribute something,
Add
make
value.
a difference, add value. What value are you adding as a person? So as I talked about that, I kept saying, even as you work here, your value must be seen, your voice must be heard,
Yes.
your contribution must be felt.
Yes.
So now people started calling me, hey, personal branding,
Personal
coach,
branding coach.
because they would call me on the side and say, I want to be here, but I don't know the value I contribute. How can I know the value that I contribute, and how can I speak it out
Yes.
more? So what happens is, I always tell people in the organizations, how come in a particular organization you find it's the same people being sent to conferences?
Oh yeah.
It's the same group of people being sent to, when there's something happening, oh, call Enoch.
Yeah, let him go.
Let him go. He's the one to do it. He's the one. How come? It's because he has taken initiative to then show value and contribute value that everybody else can see and feel.
Yes.
So everybody else is hanging around
Yeah.
or hanging on.
Yes.
But Enoch has decided, you know what? No, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna show them what I'm made of. I'm also gonna show them what I bring to the table. I'm gonna give extra. That is personal branding.
Yes.
So what happens? Enoch stands out. When Enoch stands out, when there's an opportunity
Yes.
in another country, who gets called?
Enoch.
When there's a promotion, who gets called?
Same.
When people are looking at the contribution and they're giving bonuses, who gets the bigger bonus?
Same person.
Exactly. So that's how it contributes to the growth of you in your career,
Yeah.
and also in a business. If you are in a business, what happens? Everybody else is selling cups,
Yes.
but because you're the one talking about the cups, contributing, sharing the value of the cups and going beyond, then people now get to know your cups more than they know other cups.
Yes.
So you stand out
As a business owner.
as a
now.
business owner in the marketplace. Yeah.
Wonderful. What do you have to say? You've been promoted. You've been given the choice, all the chances.
I'm very excited.
Excited.
You know, as a young person, you would love that. And I think the challenge that we have had as young people is that we don't get to go to the extra mile. We just get comfortable where you are. You have a position, you're earning a salary, you just end on that. You don't want to go to the extra mile of adding value to the company or organization that has really employed you. So I am learning today that I must research as a young man.
Yeah.
How do I go the extra mile? How do I represent this brand or this company that I'm working with in a better way, that in case an opportunity comes, I am sought out. I think even in the Bible we see this young man, Joseph, Joseph was in the prison, you know. He, in a way, had to add value. He was in a prison, but he didn't have to stay comfortable, be like the other prisoners. He was in the prison, but he was the leader of the prisoners. Imagine you are a prisoner, but you are also a leader of the prisoners. And that exposed him that when an opportunity came, he was presented right, and then he made the, you know, he was able to become the prime minister then. So I am learning a lot, Madam Hannah, and maybe what you can also help us understand, how can I go the extra mile? Sometimes I feel like if I go the extra mile, I'm not paid for that. You know, I need to be paid extra to go the extra mile. Should I wait for a paycheck to go the extra mile, or I can just go ahead and do the extra stuff or things like that?
Yeah, and thank you for asking that. How can I go the extra mile? You know, like this whole year, I've been really stamping it. I mean, from the beginning, for me, when you build your brand, it's a wholesome brand. In fact, whenever I get coaching clients, because we do individual coaching and also group coaching, I will always tell somebody, if you don't want to build a wholesome or a holistic brand, I don't think I'm your person. So as a coach, we're allowed to qualify a client, you know? So when the client comes, we have the first session, which is the discovery session, and we're allowed to say, that we can't work together.
Past this,
I will refer you to somebody else. So whenever a client comes, I am very quick to say that I want to help you build a holistic brand. What does that mean? If you come to me because you are in debt, it's personal branding, but you're in debt, your business is not making money, I want us to dig deeper.
Why are you in debt?
And is the debt being caused because there's a root? In coaching, we are told, coach the person, not the problem.
Not the problem,
Coach the person, not the problem. So I'm really deep into coaching the person so that we see what else is going on. Because I believe that a personal brand should be wholesome. What does that mean? I want you, after you leave my space, to become a brand of influence, a brand of impact, and a brand of income. Right? I call it the 3I brand. So you have a brand of influence, a brand of impact, a brand of income. Yes, because all these things are interrelated. If you influence so much, you impact so much, and there's no money coming in, you will get very frustrated.
It's not going to be sustainable.
Yes, if you're making so much money and you're not influencing anybody, you're not bringing any impact, your legacy is going to suck. Nobody remembers how much money you had when a time comes. So when you talk about how can you start demonstrating value, did you say how you can start? Yes, how you can start demonstrating.
How you can go the extra mile.
And how you can go the extra mile. I usually say, first of all, you really just must become intentional about now peeling that onion and digging deeper into what is this value I want to bring to the table. First of all, who am I? First of all, who am I? I don't know if you guys believe this, but I believe that people are called to the different things that they do.
That's true.
It's a calling.
It's a calling,
But what does the Bible say? Many are called, but few are
chosen.
Few are chosen. So this is what I believe. This is just my belief. I hope you can work with me in this one. My belief is that we could be called, the three of us.
Yes.
But the person who gets chosen is a person who becomes intentional about their personal brand.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
because say for example, we're working in a Christian organization. There are some traits and characteristics that people have seen in us to involve us in that Christian organization. What does that mean? It means probably our drivers and motivation are sort of similar. Our experiences are sort of similar. I mean, we're born again, they're sort of similar. Our skills, you know, we've probably gone and done a leadership course here and there. Our interests are similar. Because we watch sort of the same YouTube videos, we read the same books on leadership. So you find that our giftings are sort of similar. Right? We can sing, we can preach, we can speak. Right? Our nature is sort of similar. Not exactly, but sort of. We are people of a certain trait, and that's why we're working in that particular organization. But the person now who gets chosen is a person who intentionally decides, wow, how can I take this design further? How can I take it further and exploit it more? I'm similar, but how can I take this further and exploit it more so that now my uniqueness can be used to serve other people in even a deeper level and a higher level. So how do you start doing that? In fact, I like to use the acronym START also.
Okay.
Yeah, you want us to go there?
We can go there after
the break. Okay,
yeah, because we're just about to go to the break. And before we do the break, I would like to remind the viewer, please start sending your question to the numbers on the screen, and we'll be taking those questions after the break. But before we go for the break, I just want to ask you, before you start bringing out what is inside you, is there something that you first of all need to check whether you're bringing out the right things or the wrong things? I mean, what are the preconditions?
Yeah. In fact, that's why I was going to go with that acronym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want us to tackle that now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I like to use that acronym, you must start. And you must start somewhere.
Okay.
Now, the S is for what? Self-assessment.
Self-assessment.
You
okay.
must assess yourself. You must evaluate your strengths. You must evaluate your values. You must evaluate your passions.
Okay.
You must, because, I mean, we have said there's something that is in you. Can you start peeling that and evaluating that and see what sets you apart?
Yes.
So it has to start from there. And then, so we said, exploiting it in the service of other people.
Yes.
Then you go to the T.
Yes.
You ask yourself, who's my target audience?
Okay.
Who's the person I'm going to serve?
Yeah.
You've been called, not to everybody though.
Yeah.
Not to everybody.
You have been called to.
Yeah.
In the Bible, people like Paul was called to the Gentiles.
Thank you. You have
Peter
been
to the
called,
Jews.
not to everybody,
Yeah.
right? So you must identify. Once you do that self-evaluation and assessment, you must check who is this person that I'm going to be serving, who's going to be my target audience. I like to call it the avatar. Who's my avatar? Who have I been called to? You know, and then once that is clear, then you must authentically communicate that message that you believe you've been called to give them. And when I say message, I mean even idea, I mean even views, I mean even products. Yeah. There's something you're trying to communicate to who? So you must authentically communicate that, and that's the aim. And then after that, you must really build your reputation. That's called reputation building. So that, why are you doing this? Because now you have people, you're communicating to them, now you're trying to build consistency. You're telling them, I am the best here, I will give you this value, come and partner with me, come buy from me. And then after that, you must demonstrate thought leadership. That's the T. Thought leadership means what? You're showing them you have the expertise, you are the authority in this space, in this space, so that now you are set apart from everybody else. And thought leadership is a lot of things you can do in thought leadership, including writing.
Even writing, yeah.
Including writing.
Yes.
Including this thing, what we're doing here. You know, going on TV and telling people about it, being involved in different projects. So that's how you start, Enoch. Yeah.
Enoch, yes, go ahead.
Actually, I just have to start. I think that is something that we didn't have as a young people, and our Bishop Peter always says, small things grow, but you must start somewhere. So I think we just need to get started. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I think we'll take a short break, and we're going to come back. We're going to take your questions, and please send those questions to Faith Today Television. We are live on Faith Today TV. The numbers are on your screen, and we are also live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Please stay tuned, tag a friend, tell them to come and listen to this discussion on personal branding. Thank you.
I wrote a book, a powerful book, that is 7 Keys to Success. All of us want to succeed. Nobody here wants to fail. I have no doubt you have a deep-seated desire how to succeed, but you wonder how. There are principles in this book. I call them keys. There are 7 of them that I have elaborated, that I have discussed in this book, and I have no doubt when you read this book, well, you will succeed. Many people have read it and they have come. The other day I met somebody who told me, well, I read your 7 keys to success and I've been teaching from that book. Actually, she's a pastor, and she told me, well, I actually bought several, I have given to my leaders, to my people. You can use it also for teaching and even blessing other people in your family, church, and friends, even your place of work. 7 keys to success. I have no doubt when you read this book, you will succeed. Failure is not your place to be. You can be successful by reading 7 keys to success. Call that number, send a message, and we will respond to you and send you a copy of this book. God bless you, and see you soon. Hello there, and praise be to our God. For the last 21 years, we have been rescuing abandoned babies all over this country. And by God's help, we have been able to rescue now close to 1,000 babies in this country. Well, we thank God for His enabling power. But again, I want to thank all our partners and friends of Happy Life Children's Home that have come alongside us to work with us, to help us to feed these children. Right now we have 61 babies. We have toddlers. We have some in school. We have some in primary school, in high school, school fees, vocational training. And it's not easy, but I want to ask, you can partner with us. You can help one of these children. You can be a monthly partner of any amount, whether you are a student, whether you are working, you are a parent, young people. I want to call upon each one of us. We can do something. Well, I always say nobody has everything, but everybody has something. And at Happy Life Children's Home, we have a saying, you may not change the whole world, but you can change the whole world for one child. We have a pay bill there. I want to ask you right now, please send help for these children. The pay bill is 75512. I repeat again, the pay bill number is 75512. That is 75512. That is the pay bill for Happy Life Children's Home account. You can indicate your name, and we will be more than glad to receive this help for the children, for the many, many abandoned children. Actually, our place is right now full. We cannot even take more. People are abandoning children everywhere. But I want to ask that you can work with us and also become a Happy Life friend, where you can become a monthly partner. If you want to do that, you can send a message or call that number or send a WhatsApp message, and we will be able to communicate with you and tell you how you can become a friend of Happy Life. God bless you. I invite you again, be a part of this journey. For the last 21 years, God has been faithful. You can be part of what God is doing through Happy Life Children's Home, Happy Life Mission, in educating these children and even supporting them with the food, milk, diapers, and everything that they need for their daily living. God bless you, and God bless you. The Bible says, as I close, well, he who gives to the poor lends to God. If you give to the poor, you are lending to God. And God is not a debtor of anyone. He will reward you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Welcome once again to this discussion on personal branding. We've been discussing with Hannah Githuki on personal branding, quite an interesting topic on how you can brand yourself, how you can add value in your workplace and even in your business. And we stopped at the first steps of personal branding, and we were given the acronym START. And I would ask Hannah to elaborate more on the START.
Okay.
As we pick it up from there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, you asked how you can go about building a personal brand, you know,
Yes.
and exploring all those opportunities. And the very first thing you do is you must do a self-assessment or a self-evaluation, you know. And by the way, this is so funny because I'm finding people over 35, those are the ones who are more interested in, because you know, you've been there, done that.
Yes.
I don't know if you've faced this
Yes.
with people who are a little now mature, 35 going onwards, where somebody has gone and done work and traveled and tried so many things, done so many businesses, then they get to a place they're thinking, wait a minute, what am I doing on this earth?
Is it because that they get stuck, or might be what they wanted to achieve, they are not achieving it as fast, and now they realize, I think they need that extra thing to push them to where they want to be?
Yeah, so some will come and say, I feel stuck. I feel stuck. Then of course we will peel to see what stuck means. Another person will come say, I feel so confused. I've been doing this and this. I've been doing so many things. In fact, most of them is, I've been doing so many things.
Yeah.
Look, I have this business. And then there's this thing of people wanting to do so many things.
Yeah.
Side hustles here, side hustles here, side hustles
They're
here.
just trying to see what
It's just
works.
what works. So they've been trying to see what works for such a long time. And you find that some are making money, but some are not making money because they're moving money from this business to this business to this. So you become so tired. And you get to a place where you don't have the energy anymore. You know, when you're 20 years old, you have the energy a lot. Now, when you're about
You can
35
experiment
going
and all
up,
that, yeah.
you're experimenting. When you're 35 going up, you probably now have gotten married. You have a child or two. There's so much going on and you feel so confused. So I find now a lot of them saying, what should I be doing in life? Like they're actually asking me that question.
Yeah.
What should I be doing in life? What is my call? What is my purpose? Oh,
What's
that's
my
the word.
purpose, yeah.
What is my purpose?
Why am I here?
Why am I here? You know, so that I can find meaning. And that's the place where you find even people saying, you know, I've been having so many friends. Now these friends, I've realized they're not good for me anymore. I want to change friendships. So there's a lot of things that go on when somebody turns that age. Maybe some people earlier, I don't know, but I've seen most of my clients from 35 on. Those are the kind of things. So the first thing is do a self-assessment. What's going on?
Yeah.
What do you believe to be true? What beliefs have you held on for such a long time that you want to explore? What do you want to consider? In fact, I usually ask, what do you want to consider? What can you see around you that you want to notice? People have told you things. People have given you feedback. How have you taken that feedback? Do a self-assessment. Where are you at? You know? And then we go to the, what it was? It was start.
Yes.
It was start. Then we go to the T, and then you ask them, so now who do you want to serve?
Target.
Who do you want to target? That's your
Is
target
that
audience.
related to the nature of business you do or the job you do?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends because again, some will come because they are running a business. Some will come because they are employed.
Yes.
But they feel they have something that needs to come out, whatever that is. You know. So the question is, the thing that you want to come out is pulling you, is pushing you. Who is it targeted towards?
So,
Because-
like if you're an employee, are you going to focus on the other workers or to your bosses, superiors, or when you're branding yourself?
when you're branding yourself,
Who will be your target?
it depends.
Yeah.
It depends again because your company probably does cups. Yeah. What position are you serving in that company? In fact, most of the time when people come, it's like they want to get out of employment, and I usually say, no, stop. You can still serve your purpose while you're still
While
in
still
that
employed, yeah.
employment, but you just need to do some self-assessment to see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, probably you need to move from that department. Maybe there's another department where you can serve better.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to start looking at those things because you could still serve your purpose while you're still there. So even before you move to, or who's my audience, who needs my message, who needs my product, who can I network with, all this, because that's all that is your target, then you first want to do some very deep self-evaluation. And then once you know these are the people who are meant to be communicating with, working with, selling to, then you do your authentic communication, which is very important. Then your reputation is going to be very important as well. You know how you build a reputation and a perception as well. And then after that, you demonstrate thought leadership. In fact, when I'm doing coaching, whether it's individual or group, I use the model of coaching called GROW. The GROW model. The GROW model. Now, the GROW model, we look at, so now that you feel confused or you feel like there's somewhere you need to move, you feel stuck. What is the goal? What do you want to see? Because if you feel stuck, there must be something you want to see that you're not seeing right now. What is the goal?
So in terms of the results that you envisage.
Or vision.
Or your vision.
Whatever it is, results, vision, the kind of person you want to become. Now that you're a confused person, who do you see yourself becoming?
Okay.
You see yourself becoming a not confused person. Someone will come and say, I want to see myself married. That's a goal. You know, I want to see myself leading this organization.
Yes.
I want to see myself being promoted. That's the goal.
That's the goal, yeah.
But now we're getting into the goal by peeling. We're doing the self-assessment, evaluation, what is confusing you. And then we look at the current reality. That's the R. We look at the reality. If that's where you want to go, and this is where you are right now, that's the reality, then...
So what's the gap now?
What's the gap? Now the gap becomes in the O. You know, where we're looking at the options. What options are available? What opportunities can you see? What obstacles as well? You know?
Yeah.
We dig deep into that. And then we go into the W, which is the IU. After seeing all this, because there's I like to say, there's vision, there's a current reality. In between is transformation. And transformation is a very violent act.
Yeah, transformation, yes.
Something has to change.
Yeah.
Something has to give.
Yeah.
So there's going to be tension, a lot of tension. So now having seen the vision is here and the reality is here, are you willing? That's a W. Are you willing to do something about it? The W also, are you willing to put in the work? Right?
Yeah.
As you put in the work, the W also is for when will you put in the work? When will you start putting in the work? The W is also who's going to be around you when you're putting in the work. There's a lot of things you ask in the W just to see, is this person willing to actually brand themselves for that goal that they want to see at the end of the day? Yeah.
Can you give us a practical example, or might be somebody, you don't have to name the names, that you worked with from the start to a place whereby now he or she branded herself and became successful? Tell us where you found the person and where the person is today.
Yeah.
Whoever that person is, no names.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I have very many examples. So, I'll give an example of, especially when I started coaching, and this is 7 years ago when I started doing the personal branding coaching. And then there's someone who came to me, and they were running a school.
Yes.
And they were running a school which they believed was the it. It was like, you know, is good, but nothing is, I mean, everybody else seems to think they should close the business. Okay? So everybody else seems to think close that business, it's not working, you're getting money from your pocket to service the business, but her, she believed that's what she wanted to do.
Yes.
And so she said she needs a coach, and she came to me. Now, why is she coming to me? So that I can rubber stamp that, you know, let's go through this. Yeah, the school is what you need to be running right now. You need to run the school. So that now we prove everybody else wrong, you know, that they're wrong.
So she came for validation.
Yes, validation, that the school is what we need to be running.
Yes.
Now, coaches don't advise, by the way. Coaches ask a lot of questions so that, again, we coach the person, they take care of their problem, right?
Yeah.
And so when she came and we just did the very first session, and the very first session is that bit of, you know, just becoming intentional, self-evaluation and all that, she realized, oh my gosh, she actually hated it so much. She said, I came here so that you can help me brand this.
Yes.
We're branding this business called the school. And now I'm coming here, I'm not advising, I'm not saying anything, but from the evaluation, she can see that's not her line. she shouldn't be doing that. She can see.
Yeah.
Because now this really brings out the honesty that this is not the business I should be doing. But then she's looking at me thinking, you're just like everybody else telling me I can't do this,
can't do
and
this.
yet I know I can do. But you see, I'm not telling her. It's just from the results and from the peeling. And she actually disappeared. She was like, I don't want this coaching. She disappeared for 6 months. Then she came back again and she said, you know what? Okay, let's do this. I'm ready to open up. I'm ready to be open too. And then we started again and walked together the journey. She found clarity. Right now she's doing something totally different. She closed the school completely. She's doing something totally different. She loves it. She enjoys it. And I think I even wrote something about her in my book.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was such a transformational story.
Which book
Yeah.
is that?
Oh, so I wrote a book 5 years ago called Flaunt Your Genius.
Flaunt Your Genius.
Yeah.
What a
Flaunt Your
title,
Genius
wonderful.
is a personal branding book. Yeah.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
what strategies have you found most effective in developing a strong personal brand?
What strategies have I found most effective for me and also maybe for my clients? In fact, why do people need to build a personal brand, especially people who are leaders? Why do you need to build a personal brand? I like acronyms because they make life very easy.
Very easy.
Yeah, so there's a framework I like to use called LEAD.
Lead.
For leaders. Lead. And the reason somebody wants to build a personal brand is because they want visibility. They want leadership visibility, right? They want leadership visibility. They want to be seen as experts, as thought leaders, you know, as an authority in that space.
Yes.
You know, that's why people build a brand. Now, when it comes to the strategy, then the strategy I've seen working for leaders when they want to build a personal brand is being visible.
Being visible.
Being visible.
Okay.
You must be visible. Visible means what? You must be loud. Loud is not shouting, but you must be loud. Your presence must be felt, right? If you care so much about transforming Africa, I'm looking at your mug, transforming Africa.
Yes.
Faith Today TV.
Can we hear your voice about how we can transform Africa?
Is that different from marketing yourself?
That's exactly what you're doing. You're marketing yourself, you're enticing people, you're welcoming people to your space to show them the value so that now selling becomes easy. You market so that selling becomes easier. So yes, being visible, talking about it, you know, showing it, showing the way as a leader, you know. So the strategy I've seen working is you must be visible, and visible looks different for different people. Yeah, for some people it's going on YouTube and doing a YouTube show. For some people it's demonstrating the leadership and making sure it can be felt. You know, we talked about brand for influence, impact, and income. You know, for some people is writing articles. For some people is having workshops and conferences and calling people. You know, or also going as a speaker in conferences. For some, it looks very different, but you must be visible.
You must be visible.
Yeah. So why else do leaders build personal brands? The E, to establish trust. So that's the reason they build a personal brand. That's in the lead. That's in the lead, right? To establish trust, because you must be credible, right? So the strategy in that is what? You must continuously build trust.
Trust, yes.
People must trust you for your core values. You must have things that are non-negotiables. You must have things that you stand for boldly and stand against boldly. Boldly, you know, so that when you're in a room and somebody says something that does not go with you, you can actually be bold enough to say, no, we can't go that direction. Talk about transforming Africa. Think about the things that you can speak up boldly about Africa. That are not gonna, people are not gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna like you.
But that's what you have set out to achieve.
But if that's what you set out to achieve as a brand, then you must speak out on those things. So that you can build trust.
And I think in a way it also appeals to the people you are targeting.
Yes.
Because you're not speaking to everybody. You know? So if you're talking about transforming Africa, there's a target audience which will resonate with your message. So, and you should not shy away from addressing that target market or target people. So, because I think we fail because we try to make everybody like us, and it doesn't work that way, you know?
And it shouldn't be popular.
It's not a popular message.
Personal brands, if you go and look at, maybe after this conversation, you're going to go and look, personal brands that you will admire most, that have made waves, that have gone on to create enterprises, those are not people who are popular, who have popular opinions. Even Elon Musk. It's not someone who has popular, it's not popular to start with. But again, people like you for that.
For that, yes.
In fact, people like you for being different, and people like you for being sort of even controversial. People like you for standing for something. People like you for being bold. In fact, I like to say authenticity is so sexy. Be authentic, be bold. That's what people are attracted to.
I think also when you look at Apple, it's very expensive to acquire these phones, and every day they're coming up with a new brand. But you see, their brand is think differently. So you must think different and do things different.
Yes.
And I believe that is why, you know, our TV station, Faith Today TV, is really growing. We normally go out, I'm a marketer, so we go out and assess people. Some of them have not yet heard about us, you know, because they relate us with another TV station. But when they see transforming Africa, they'll be like, I think I know that. I think I know Bishop Peter. He's the one who is pushing that agenda. So I think we need to really know our target audience. We need to know who are we addressing. For example, when you look at this television right now, we have KBN, Kingdom Business Network, but it is building capacity in the Christians. We didn't have that in the Christian space. It's not so many churches are talking about business. It's all about the word, spiritual, and things like that. But we have chosen to take this direction, build capacity in the young people, people in the business space who are in church, so that they can also preach and then be relevant in the marketplace. I think that is why we are here.
100%.
Wonderful. Can we take a few questions?
Yes.
Hannah?
Yes, let's take questions.
Jennifer from Gomba, we hear you loud and clear. Thank you for getting in touch with us. Jennifer is a content creator, and she's asking, Coach, help me understand, how can I brand myself? And I can also add another question which is almost similar. Someone is asking, isn't personal branding a way of showing off? If you can handle those two.
So, and how can you brand yourself? I think we should take them, they should listen to the acronym. They should listen to the acronym so that you know that as a content creator, you ask yourself, what content is this you want to create? What for? Why? The big why is very important.
Who is it for?
In fact, the big why is very important because what is the story behind you creating content? Are you creating content because everybody else is creating content?
Or you want to earn from YouTube?
Or you just want to earn money? Or is it a gap? Usually there has to be a why. Is it a gap you have seen and you believe you're the person to come and seal the gap?
Or do you have a story to tell?
Do you have a story? Because there has to be an origin story. In fact, brands which do very well is tied to some experience, to a story. Do you have a story to tell? Do you have a solution to give?
Yes.
Because there's a problem. Do you have a solution to give?
What problem are you solving?
What problem are you solving? You start from there. You ask yourself all those questions. And then now you go back to asking yourself, who do I want this content to reach? Because again, content is not for everybody. Your content will not be for everybody. Who do I want the content to reach?
That's your target market.
That's your target market. When you know your target market or your avatar, you're able to know even the kind of images to use, the kind of language to use. You use different language for different audiences.
When to reach them, how to reach them.
Where are they? Because some are on LinkedIn, some on Facebook, some on TikTok, some on Instagram. Where are yours? Right? So you find there and you go meet them there so that you can give them this content that you want to give them. But why are you giving them this content? Why is it important?
Wonderful.
Now, showing off for personal branding, and that's why I had said, I think earlier, if you can differentiate personal branding as being arrogant, Because again, when people think about personal branding, they think, oh, it's about talking about me. Nobody cares about you. Nobody. No. We care. People are very, I'll say selfish, but probably another word. In nature, you're always looking at a situation and thinking, I'm coming to that workshop because it's going to benefit me to learn how to speak better.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's really not about you. So even when your personal branding is not about you, you concern yourself with what value are you bringing to the table? What problem are you solving? What gap are you sealing? Now, talk about that. When you do that, then it will not be show off. Not at all.
Not at all.
In fact, it will be more of a service, inviting people and telling them, I see you have this problem. Can I be the one to solve this problem for you?
Give the solution.
Yes, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hi KBN, Marianne is saying, if I copy someone like they are doing, is that branding? Like I do things like them and I wish to be a social media influencer.
I mean, even like we said before, Marianne, you can learn from other people. You can learn from other people. You can pick things that they are doing so that you don't have to invent the wheel, reinvent the wheel. There are so many things you can look at how people are doing, and if you like how they are doing it, you can learn from them or even ask them to teach you, right? But don't call it copy. Don't be a copycat. Can you find things? And even invention, even when we think we're doing our business courses, invention doesn't necessarily mean you're coming up with a new thing. It could mean there's something existing and you want to find different ways of, right?
Yeah,
you want to add value to it, you want to improve it, right?
Improve it,
so
yes.
again, look at what people are doing, and if you feel that's your space, then go learn from them, pick one or two things, but also can you make it your own? That is where the authenticity shows. Because if you copy and copy, you will get so tired because you can't be them. There's only,
you can actually look at what people are doing and then improve on it.
Improve on it or change it a bit.
Or even avoid it, because now you know this is what they are doing, but there's a gap, there's something they are not doing really correctly. So you avoid that and do it slightly different.
And do it your way.
Yeah.
In fact, what is it, Oprah who said, be your brand, be your own brand, everybody else is taken. Yeah, because you can never be like the other person. And if you keep copying people, you'll get very tired.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, hi doctor, this is Lillian. My question is, what are the ripple effects if I keep changing my brand?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem. And if you keep changing your brand, do you mean like you start this thing, you go here, you go here, you go here, then you don't become credible for something. Now what happens is when it comes to branding, you must establish something and let it grow. In fact, I like to say have the staying power. And that's why the self-assessment is important. That's why the root is very important and the beginning is very important. So that once, and I like to say personal branding is a lot of work, it's not for lazy people. So that once you identify, this is what I want to do, this is the direction I want to take, then you put your eggs in one basket. You know, you put your eggs in one basket. Do it long enough. It's called the staying power. Can you have the staying power for it to see it growing? Does it mean brands can't rebrand? No, brands will rebrand. But you must have something that is growing, that is the core, that is asking. In fact, your clients, your audiences, times, experiences are the ones who will ask you to step out a little bit, step out a little bit. But if you keep moving from one thing today, another thing tomorrow, when we call you the next day, you're selling cups, we call you now, you've started a spa, now you've closed the spa, you've gone to agriculture, then your audience is going to be very confused and they will not trust you. They will not even call you because they don't know if they call you, what is the next thing you're going to be selling. Now, if you don't stay long enough in one craft, are you going to become an expert?
No.
You won't become an expert. So if people want to be served by experts, they will not be considering you as an expert.
As an expert.
Yeah.
That ties actually to a question from Nelson. Thank you, Nelson, for calling. Can I change my personal brand in the process, or should I remain constant? Is there any problem? I think you've answered a bit.
I've answered that, yeah. But you can grow.
You can grow.
You can grow, and as you grow, a lot of things come in. You can rebrand a lot as you grow.
Maybe tell them about rebranding. A little bit about rebranding. What is it?
Have you seen companies rebranding sometimes and maybe changing what they're doing and doing something different? What happens is you can start with something that you believe you really like to do. Let's talk about a particular business. So you start a restaurant and you like to do this thing. You probably started it as a hobby, but it felt like it was a passion.
Yeah.
And you did it for quite a number of years, and then you got to a place, because we are human beings, you got to a place where you felt like, oh, I am in this restaurant, running this restaurant business, but as I interact with people, I feel like I'm being led more into consultancy. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being led more into consultancy. This is what I usually tell people. If this is a restaurant, it's bringing you money, it's not hurting you, there's nobody it's hurting, and it's still working, then it means you have grown as a person, because we're not starting. You've grown as a person, you're not static. You've grown as a person, you've interacted with people, you've seen different things, you probably traveled to different spaces. Your clients are telling you something, they're seeing something that's in you that would bring more value to them. Right? You don't have to close your restaurant.
Yeah.
Because there's another person out there called John who's probably very passionate about running a restaurant business.
Yes. Yeah.
Let them come.
Yeah.
Let them run that restaurant business.
Yeah.
You go into the thing you feel like now is calling you, which is now the consultancy. Now, when we look at that, that's what now you start calling rebranding, because you still probably have your restaurant, but now you're calling yourself a consultant.
Now the restaurant now becomes a side hustle. The branding now becomes a main.
And I don't like calling them side hustles. Okay. This is what I like to say. Do you want to be called a restaurant owner who also consults? Or do you want to be called a consultant who has
a restaurant also?
Yeah, who has a restaurant. Which one do you want to be the core?
You're bringing something very interesting.
Yeah.
When you're talking to people, and assuming now in this scenario you used to run a restaurant which was successful, now you want to be a consultant. Is there any harm with you talking about the restaurant, or should you just be talking about the consultancy bit and never talk about the restaurant and let it just have a life of its own?
You talk about it. You see, it's part of who you are. And as a brand, you have very many aspects to yourself.
Yeah.
And I like to tell people, personal branding, don't feel like you're being put in a box. It's not a box at all. Okay? It's not a box. I am a corporate trainer, right? And a coach.
Yeah.
I have a love for real estate.
Yeah.
So we do real estate development, right? And once in a while when we have a good project, I'll tell people, hey, we have this thing running.
Yes,
guess what else? I have children and I love them. Guess what else? I love to go on vacation. And when I go on vacation, I like to look at nice places, take pictures and tell people, try this out. Right? Now, I'm just saying those are just very few aspects to my brand.
Yeah.
There are more. Oh, I like to sing as well.
Okay.
Right. So there are spaces where I'll go and I'll be in a band and we'll be praising the Lord. You see?
Amen.
But the question is, do I want to be the singer who also trains, or do I want to be the trainer who also sings?
Okay, so
now,
you have it one.
But guess what I do also? Whenever it's necessary, I'll talk about singing. In fact, on my social media, I'll post photos of the places I'm traveling to tell people to go and sample those places. Why? Because it's an aspect of my brand. The restaurant owner who becomes a consultant, it doesn't mean he has hated restaurant business now. He probably likes to hike as well. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably likes to garden as well.
Yeah.
And there are people who will come. So this is, let me use my own example. There are people who come to my coaching because I like to travel. Because of that. Because we relate in that way, they'll come to my coaching because I like to travel to beautiful places. There's another person who come to me as a coach because I am a mother. Does that make sense? So because we relate in that aspect, they want to come to me. So why would I want to drop all other aspects and not talk about them? So no, when you become a personal brand, you're not fixed in a box.
In a box.
No. You just need to know how to, what do you talk about when, what is relevant when, and to who.
Because of time, you're going to take two questions
Okay.
together. One is from Fred from Umoja. He's saying, assume I'm selling shoes online. That's an assumption. How can I build my personal brand differently from other same sellers? And the other question is, how do I know when my branding strategy is working? At what point should I call it a wrap?
Yeah, I mean, I think those are decisions they're going to have to make, because if he's selling shoes online and other people are selling shoes, what is so different about his shoes? You know, what aspects of his business can he make to stand out? You know,
Is there
is there
uniqueness
anything
about their shoe?
Yeah, is there?
Any uniqueness?
Yeah, is there uniqueness about it could be the shoe itself, but it could also be the service delivery. It could be the ambience. It could be how he does his communication, is how he communicates his brand, is how he positions. He could decide he'll only sell to people who live in a certain area or who have a certain income, and then leave everybody else to sell to the other mass market. Again, just look at the unique bit and what you can help for your business to stand out. Whatever that is for you who's selling the shoes online, you leverage on that.
It's basically how you can differentiate yourself
it
from
is
the others.
differentiating.
What difference are you bringing
Yeah,
in?
it
Because
is
everybody
standing
else is
out.
selling shoes in a particular way, a particular type of shoes. Can you bring might be a unique shoe? Can you offer a unique service? A unique after-sale service?
Yes.
I think those
Just
are the
to
things
stand
that
out.
we need to stand out. Yeah?
Just to stand out, so that why should I buy from you and not from everybody else? Just to stand out, yeah. And then again, the other person saying, my strategy, how do I know if it's still working? It's working, or should I call it quits? Again, that's a decision he's going to make, because if you say it's not working, then again, what is not working? Is it that you're not making money? Is it that you're not getting clients? Is it that you're not what is not working? Now, once you identify the thing that's not working, then you probably need to, if you care about the business, you probably need to make that thing work. Or if you've gotten to a place where you're tired of that business and you feel like it doesn't fulfill you anymore, then you make your decision from there. Yeah.
One last one from Eve. I think you might start wondering why I didn't pick this question, and there are so many. Eve is asking, hello to you all at KBN. Do I have to post my own content as part of my personal brand? What if I'm a brand that shares funny content from other creators?
Again, what do you want to stand out? If you want your brand to stand out, then you do need to share your content. Because if you're sharing other people's content, it's their brand that is standing out, you know? And I don't know if you've seen a wave where even corporate organizations nowadays, they're really humanizing their brands. Yeah? Where you see, not even humor, just making it human, so that it's a company, it has a CEO, but you see the CEO on social media. Even the CEO on social media, it's a big company, but you see the CEO on social media doing TikTok, talking about the brand, doing all the, why? Because people have realized that you're dealing with human beings. You want to be relatable. People like to see the face behind the big wall. They are interested in that. They want to see what those people believe in. What does the CEO believe in? What are their core values? Have you seen brands that have gotten destroyed because of something the CEO did or said? Or a particular lifestyle he chose, and people said, we're boycotting this. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it has happened.
Yeah, exactly. So now, because people are humanizing their brand, that's why I usually tell people, why do you care so much about separating your business brand and your personal brand? If you started that company, it's the same core values. The same core values you have as a person is the same core values you're going to take to the business. So when it comes to you pushing your content on social media, if you want to push content for other people, it's up to you. But if you want to grow, and you want to grow on that space of social media, then you must push your content. You must push your content.
Thank you very much, Hannah. We've come to the close or to the end of our program, and we'll just take some parting shot from Enoch, and then lastly, Hannah.
Well, thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, Madam Hannah. We really can't get enough of you. I feel like we needed more, 20 hours today to really get out the depth in her. But I believe that for someone who is purposeful and you are really determined to go to another level, this is the information you need. When you look at the scriptures, somewhere in Proverbs, the Bible talks about purpose in a man's heart is like deep waters, but it takes a man of understanding, wisdom to draw it out. So if you can literally get all the tips that she has shared with us, I love her acronyms, I am very sure your life is not going to remain the same. You must move from A to B to C, and then up to you fulfilling your purpose in life. And now this is KBN. I'm very excited for those of you who have been really supporting us, going with us all the way. We are making 1 year next month on 5th. We are really celebrating. I also want to invite you, Madam Hannah. Feel free to come and join us. And those of you who want to support this movement, feel free. We are running a campaign to help this message go out there, reach many Christians, and God will surely bless you. Thank you so much. Catch you next time.
Thank you very much, Enoch. Yes. Hannah, you can also talk about your company and tell the viewers about the upcoming programs as you give us your parting shots.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to be on this platform. Thank you very much. I think I also did enjoy that conversation. I think what I would say is take away this one acronym of why you do need to brand yourself as a leader, and know that you must brand yourself so that you can be able to have leadership visibility, that's the L, so that also you can establish trust, which is very, very important, so that also you can attract opportunities, and lastly, so that you can drive influence, because leadership is about influencing other people. So if you can lead, that's the acronym, lead. If you can lead, then you'll be at a place where you stand out from among many. We welcome you to come and partner with us. Our company is called Inside Out Development. We've been at it for 11 years, just training and empowering people. We always have programs like this Saturday. We do have a public speaking workshop. I know it's short notice, but you're invited as well, because communicating your brand is a big part of personal branding, and we communicate our brand by public speaking and writing articles. So this Saturday we do have a public speaking workshop, which I would like to invite you. Otherwise, it's been an honor and a pleasure to hang out with you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hannah Gethoke, for that wonderful, insightful discussion on personal branding. I believe the viewer, you've been helped a lot as far as personal branding is concerned. And I know now you are far much more wiser. You know how to start to brand yourself, the things to do, the things you should avoid. I love those acronyms. I think you need to listen to this program over and over again. And with that, I just want to say, God bless you very much. Until we meet next time, stay tuned to Kingdom Business Network on Faith Today Television. God bless.